Fair Use Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. June 28. The Determination of Our Founders. A year and 6 months later, these three had succeeded with 7 more. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 159. If it had not been for the fierce determination of our founders, AA would have quickly faded like so many other so-called good causes. I look at the hundreds of meetings weekly in the city where I live, and I know AA is available 24 hours a day. If I had to hang on with nothing but hope and a desire to not drink, experiencing rejection wherever I went, I would have sought the easier, softer way and returned to my previous way of life. Courage to Change One Day at a Time in Al-Anon, June 28th. I always felt that my loved one's drinking was a terrible reflection on me, and I wondered about what people thought. One day he told me he wanted to get sober. I was elated for a day until his next binge. Then I was devastated. Some months later, my loved one finally did go to AA. 2 days later, the drinking began again. The most important thing I've learned in Al Anon since then is that my well being cannot depend upon whether or not the alcoholic drinks. His behavior is not a reflection of me, it's a reflection of his disease. However, my behavior is a reflection of me, and I owe it to myself to pay attention to what it has to tell me. I have to take care of myself. I have to accept that alcoholism is a disease which can be arrested but not cured. Many alcoholics make a number of attempts at sobriety before actually getting sober. Others never do. My life is too important to waste waiting for someone else's choices, even when it's someone I dearly love. Today's reminder: no matter whether the alcoholic in my life is drunk or sober, the time to put energy into my own recovery is right now. There is a quote from In All Our Affairs, and it reads, Al-Anon helped me to focus my attention on what I could do about my situation, instead of concentrating all my attention on what I thought the alcoholic should do. I was the one who had to take a stand. Just for today, Daily Meditations for Recovering Addicts, June 28th. Group Conscious. Working with others is only the beginning of service work. Basic text, page 59. Service work calls for a selfless devotion to carrying the message to the still suffering addict. But our attitude of service cannot stop there. Service also requires that we look at ourselves and our motives. Our efforts at service make us highly visible to the fellowship. In NA, it is easy to become a big fish in a little pond. Our controlling attitude can easily drive away the newcomer. Group conscious is one of the most important principles in service. It is vital to remember that the group conscious is what counts, not just our individual beliefs and desires. We lend our thoughts and beliefs to the development of a group conscious. Then, when that conscious arises, we accept its guidance. The key is working with others, not against them. If we remember that we strive together to develop a collective conscience, we will see that all sides have equal merit. When all the discussions are over, all sides will come back together to carry a unified message. It is so often tempting to think that we know what is best for the group. If we remember that it doesn't matter if we get our way, then it is easier to allow service to be the vehicle it is intended to be, a way to carry the message to the addict who still suffers. Just for today, I will take part in the development of group conscious. I will remember that the world won't end just because I don't get my way. I will think about our primary purpose in all my service efforts. I will reach out to a newcomer. Today, Emotions Anonymous, June 28th. Reflection for today. How much of my life has been spent wallowing in guilt instead of taking action? The program teaches that this sick pleasure is one of the dubious luxuries I cannot afford. If I feel guilty today, I can use that guilt to propel me into action, admitting my fault, steps 5 and 10, and making amends, step 9. When I have done my best to correct what I did, I am free to forgive myself. EA is a program of action, not retrospection. I cannot carry a heavy burden of guilt anymore. Meditation for today. Let me be clear about where I was at fault and fearless and thorough in making amends. Help me to accept the response, even if it is not what I had hoped for. Today I will remember to travel lightly through life without the wreckage of the past. Strengthening my recovery, meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. June 28th. Caretaking. We do not have to participate in their dysfunction. We are free to live our own lives. BRB, page 123. As children, we may have had to literally be our brother's keeper, because in the dysfunction, we were given responsibilities far beyond our years. And we didn't learn to take care of ourselves in the process because we were so focused on others. As adults, many of us continued this pattern, ignoring our own needs and being drawn to people we could take care of. We told ourselves we were okay because we were caring, compassionate people. And in return, we often received praise and adulation. People said things like, "Isn't she wonderful? What would we do without him?" This fed the hole in our soul for a while. But then the praise stopped coming unless we asked for it. The satisfaction we thought we were experiencing diminished. We may have started to blame others for being ungrateful. When we joined ACA, we began a program of rigorous honesty and learned to recognize what we were doing. Yes, people took advantage of us, but we taught them to treat us that way. And now, with the help of ACA, our higher power, and our new family, we have begun to undo that. We are letting others take responsibility for themselves. The affirmation reads, "On this day, I will continue taking care of and valuing myself because I am worth it. I will give others the gift of taking care of themselves." Please share, subscribe, like, and remember that recovery is possible and that you are not alone. One day at a time.